with Myth 2.0 podcast. And always remember, gentlemen, it's a motherfucking movie. So, guys, today we got yet another one of those videos you guys like me talking about so much. You know, today we're going to the black community, and particularly we're going to be talking about a lot of modern American black men. Now, if the message that I give doesn't pertain to you, then, you know, dust your shoulders off and let it fly over your shoulders. But for a lot of modern American black men, I have noticed and have seen exactly what's holding us back. What's holding you back from becoming rich and successful. So guys, if you guys enjoy content like this, make sure you guys please subscribe to the YouTube channel. Also, thumbs up the video and share. So guys, no matter where you go in America, if you no matter where you go in America, if you go to a black community or a predominantly black city in America, you will see the faces of poverty. You know, the faces of poverty, modern American black men. Um, Also, not only will you see the faces of poverty, you will see guys walking around, you know, not even acting like adults, in the black community. A lot of us, we walk around and, we got an attitude with the world. And just like when I was coming up in my neighborhood, a lot of guys wasn't talking about becoming lawyers. It wasn't talking about going to college, getting a scholarship for football. You know, a lot of modern American black men, where I come from, and Memphis. Um, I remember, I remember listening. Did they have fathers? Some did, but the majority no. Let me say that again. Some did, but the majority no. Um, so I was raised in Memphis, Tennessee, and what I noticed is that once I started moving around, us African American black man, because my dad was in the military, and by the time I turned 15, me staying with a single mother, like my mom was a single mom. Like even though she had a guy who she's actually still with, the guy she's actually still with, not married but still with him. I see him all the time. Um, and he was kind of like my father figure and stuff, but he wasn't my father. You know what I'm saying? And what I noticed that a lot of guys in the black community, a lot of us, we would come up. I remember when guys started saying real talk. Yeah, real talk. Real talk, like for real, like real talk for real. And then I moved around and I noticed that no matter if I was in Atlanta, if I was in California, it seemed like stuff that we would talk about. All of us in all these different black communities all over the country, we saying the same thing. With the same lingo and thinking that it's new, thinking it's catchy, thinking that thinking that the hood life is their life. You know, I got saved I got saved. You know, I was raised to, I didn't really have a purpose. I remember going to school, you know, I remember going to school, elementary school, middle school. I remember getting jumped. I got jumped in middle school by a bunch of little dudes. And I remember going to high school and not really knowing that I can actually come from this high school and get a scholarship from college. Most kids, if they have good parents, their parents teach them, while they're in high school, stuff like that, and they be like, "Oh, you can go to any college, you can do this," and they but the parents who don't know anything, what I noticed is that a lot of guys in the black community where I was from, we wasn't getting scholarships to Harvard, we wasn't getting scholarships, period, not even to the community college, we wasn't getting scholarships nowhere, and we got a lot of comments up in here. If you guys want me to get off topic, you guys, you gotta super chat. If you got any questions, hit that super chat. Um, but I'll try to read some comments as well. But like I was saying, there was a trend which still is in the black community. You know, like being raised around guys who, listen to Young Jeezy, and actually are out here gang banging, actually out here selling selling the work. I'm trying not to be rated R for YouTube. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of stuff I'm just gonna code say and stuff like that. And what I notice is that no matter where you go in this country, modern American black man, so-called real ninjas. Um, I don't know why we portray this rap hood real nigga lifestyle when really it ain't doing nothing but making most of us prison numbers and poverty. You know, for what I'm seeing, what I'm seeing from most people that I know who, how you gonna be in the streets and claim a block that you don't own a brick on? Like, come on, make it make sense. Like, and what I noticed that, when my dad came and got me when I was 15, I moved to Cali. I was 15 years old in San Diego, California. It was new to me, palm trees, but I had already been indoctrinated with the culture, the hood culture. I already been indoctrinated with gangs. I already then kicked down people's doors and did things. And when you do stuff like that, that's what I noticed in the black community. When you do the bad things like that, you know, and you're raised a certain type of way, like you're poor and you steal because you're hungry. A lot of times I stole because I was hungry. You know what I'm saying? My family, I had to wait till the 1st or the 15th because we got a big family. We had grandma at my grandma's house, you know what I'm saying? And that food gone, you know. So when I moved to Cali, I still had the hood. I had a bad lifestyle that I picked up from being in Memphis. From being in poverty, from being around people who couldn't teach me nothing. Being around people who couldn't be like, go to school, be positive. You know what I'm saying? Here go an extra $20. You know what I'm saying? Like you could do it, bro. Like go to college. Like it's like everybody in the black community was on the same thing. Oh, no snitching. You know, the attitudes. And then I remember when the black community, the black families really broke up, guys. I don't know about how it is in other states, but there was a time when when a lot of black families were together. And then once a lot of people grandparents died, the grandparents who were from the 1930s and the 1920s, a lot of our grandparents, they gone. And then what I seen was technology changed, America changed. So a lot of our grandparents, what I'm saying, I don't think they could say go to work. They ain't know nothing about credit cards and stuff like that. So now we got a generation of mothers and fathers, who who don't have the information to guide a lot of us. You know, so we got Robbie outs for Heisman. San Diego ain't no good. Yeah, I was in San Diego. San Diego was pretty cool. I used to like them California burritos. Like them California burritos. I used to play football. I'm saying high school. My dad tried to steer me right and tried to tell me, but I had the hood so indoctrinated in me that I didn't break out of that until like my mid 20s. So football was out the door. Scholarship to go to college because my dad would teach me about the scholarships and about college, but I'm already thinking, man, I'm in Cali, weed, marijuana, and next thing you know, I meet a Spanish dude. He started fronting me pounds. You know what I'm saying? I'm not thinking about football. I've been indoctrinated to the streets, and that's what a lot of guys in the black community don't break out of this mind state. A lot of them are still in this mind state today. You know, where they live by a fake code. No snitching. You know, and all that. And the thing about it is, Dan Ketchum said, "You in Memphis, homie? If you guys want questions, answers, if you guys rock with content like this, make sure you guys hit that subscribe button. If you guys got any questions you want my real opinion on, support the channel in some type of way, out of a gift, a super chat, or whatever, and I'll get off topic." Nick said, "What's my opinion on police officers?" I'm not gonna answer that question. If you want to answer it, I don't have nothing against police though. You got this, man. Why you not at work? Lawrence said, "Why you not at work?" I'm like, bruh, like I'm at work right now. Like, I'll be at work tomorrow. Once you get to a certain point where you understand, guys, that you are your own boss, meaning that while you're working for a company, whoever's your supervisor or your superiors, those are your bosses. But still, yeah, even though they're your bosses, you're still your own individual boss for yourself. Meaning that for all you fools out there, when you get your paycheck, your boss is not going to come and manage your money for you. He's not going to say this amount of money goes to investments, this amount of money goes to this amount of money goes to that. You see, most of you guys, will be like, oh, why you ain't, it's Monday, why you ain't there at work? You know, um, the sad part about it is that when you got it like that, you got it like that. When you can take a day off for yourself, take a day off for yourself. But at the same time, a lot of you guys don't know how to manage money. Let me say that again. A lot of you guys don't know how to manage. And when I was coming up, a lot of black guys, you know, don't, need to prioritize paying bills, and manage your money. It's a two-edged sword, meaning that in order to live peacefully through life, there's a natural order that's already been laid down for you. A lot of guys be thinking that the game is new and stuff like that, but in reality, it's the same thing that been. The game hasn't changed. The players only changed. So a lot of you guys don't know how to maneuver through life the right way. We got a lot of guys who get impatient. You guys know what I'm talking about. The impatient men. The guys who want it fast, who do be like, man, I'm gonna get rich quick, and it doesn't, and then your ideal doesn't work for you. How many times have you had an ideal and you was moving fast at it and it didn't work? It's not to say that you're not wrong for having an ideal, but there's a way that you have to go through life to get to point A, point B, and throughout the alphabet till you get to your final destination. It's crazy. A lot of us are still stuck in a povertized mindset. We live in a mindset where guys will, you hear a grown man talking about they want to go and gig it out. They want to go do the gig work, DoorDash. You DoorDash. And there's nothing wrong with DoorDashing. But if you want me to leave a comment on a man dashing, then I would say that that's a lazy way out of not working a job. Guys, you only need one job. You only need 1 to 1.5 to 2 jobs to become successful, guys. And then let me say that again. You only need 1 to 1.5, meaning a part-time or 2 full-times to become successful. And a lot of guys gonna be like, how you gonna become successful? A lot of you fools don't know if you're coming and going. How you gonna become successful working a job? How you gonna do this? Going to work every day. For one, going to work every day, most guys don't even make $500 a week by themselves. So if you can't produce $500 Somebody said only one's realer said, "Why is that bug by your nose?" Guys, I have a beauty mark by my nose that's a mole, you know, and this is exactly what I'm talking about. People like this person in the comments who said, "Why is that bug by your nose?" In Memphis, Tennessee, this is what we did, and everybody poor, everybody gangbanging, everybody got guns, you know, and a lot of these dudes like this don't never get nowhere, you know. They just sit back and try to make fun, you know. And I've been there. I know, bro. You know, I'd have been in situations where I didn't know that it was a natural order to life. You know, and it's not hard. You know, a lot of guys are scared. A lot of you dudes are scared. You're scared to leave your own city for opportunity. You know, a lot of you guys are scared to leave the toxic people in your family behind. You know, so that's why when God knocks on the door, when God knocks on the door, and then you don't answer the door, and then he's telling you that these people not right for you, even though they might be your mother, might be your brothers, might be your cousins, might be your friends, but these people not going nowhere in life. You know, you're responsible for your outcome. Let me say that again. You're responsible for your outcome. Only one realtor asked me how much money do I got. More money than you. Trust me. And I stand on that. And I don't have to show it. I know for a fact you ain't got no money. And you probably a pookie or somebody who scheme on people. Because what type of person, I'm from the streets, what type of person asks somebody that? You see, you would be the main person that out of nowhere I would show my iron fist to, the power that I have. You out of nowhere. And I'll just be like, oh yeah, I'm broke. And you know what I'm saying? I'll play you. I ain't got nothing at all. You know, you'll never see nothing. You know, what you be doing for work? If you guys want to ask me questions, you know, I don't mind answering. But guys, if you guys want me to get off topic and you guys got good questions, hit the super chat. You know, a lot of dudes in here broke. We got only one realer who keep talking crazy. You know, he ain't got no money. I'm gonna show you how much I know that you're broke, bro. Only one realer. The minimum you can super chat me is 99 cents. I know somebody like you probably don't even have a bank account, my brother. You probably don't even have a credit card. You probably, if you have a car, it's probably not running. You know, you ain't like me. You ain't like people like me who got new schools, who got newer vehicles. When somebody gets beside me and I'm driving and I'm trying to get over, if somebody's beside me, that light in the window is going to tell me somebody's beside me because I got a smart car. What do you got? My car is worth more than your mama. Only one realer. Your mom would probably want to take a ride with me. Since you want to go there with that bug beside my nose. So, you know, Aaron Thomas said, so don't blame the system or be a victim. You can't blame it. That's what I said, the natural order. You can't blame the system. The system is the system. And it's rigged. The system is rigged. Let me tell you like that. But you still can maneuver and make it through life. You know, the system is going to extract resources You know, no matter what you do, we're in America. To all my brothers out there, all the black man out there who is not working a job, you know, for all you guys who just standing around and making fun, you ain't working a job, you thinking you Nino Brown, or you thinking you Scarface, you know, you about to be the biggest robber or drug or whoever. You know, life is steady passing you up, bro. Because, you know, no matter what, as a man, you're gonna have to, as a man, you're gonna have to go pay bills. You know, if you're not paying bills, so your female is gonna get tired of you just laying up there, not paying. You ain't even got your own stuff, and you living off this chick. You living with your mother. If you guys like content like this, man, and man, make sure you guys thumbs up the video, man. Man, we got a bunch of clowns in it. We got a couple of clowns in the chat. We got a couple of clowns in the chat. Jamal Week said, "Are you only responding to negative statements, bro?" Ronald Green, I make all the money. My girl still going half. I ain't no sucker. Facts. You know, I don't. You know, I think that it's more. It's more smarter for, like, say for instance, if both you guys got a credit score of 600, 700, and like now since you got good credit, semi good credit, you don't have to be in the hood where these clowns at. You know, like a lot of these guys in the hood who want to be bullies, who think they know everything, trying to get over on everybody, live off women, and make fun. Don't want to go to work or nothing. Now you can go to the suburbs, and you got a female, or if you a man, you got a roommate that you guys are on the same page. You know this person in and out. You know what I'm saying? And now that $1,400 a month become more manageable by both of you guys paying $700 a month. But it also can backfire on you if one party backs out of the deal and you're not saving money. You know. When asked me a question about Israel, I'm not going to answer it. Like I said, guys, if you guys want me to switch the topic, I don't mind switching the topic. I have a lot of stuff in this old noggin. You know, if you guys want me to hit that super chat, you know, if you guys need advice, hit the super chat, you know, or send a gift or something like that. I'll hop off topic. You know, a lot of you guys. So where are a lot of you from? Lit it, son. The Morning Star. You sound weird, bro. You sound weird. Wise God. We got Ronald Green. Hey, we got Buffalo in the house. Buffalo, New York. We got Chi-Town in the building. With your Brillo pad head. Hey guys, what's success? I teach this a lot on this channel. What is success supposed to look like? To all, and a lot of African American people do this. You know, a lot of people do this. How is a man supposed to look like? What I'm talking about, am I supposed to look like picture perfect, like Jesus or somebody? Like, or am I just supposed to be a regular man? So for all of you guys on the comments, that just show how suspect you really is. Looking at dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of women, The women the ones supposed to look good. You know what I'm saying? Like as long as I'm healthy, and a man, you know, because a lot of you guys, little boys, you don't want to go to work. A lot of you ain't never had a job. Be real. Be real. Hit the comments. Who ain't never had a job in here, man? Who ain't never had a job? Who out here complaining about working a job? You're a little soft. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. Let me see your hands. The guys, wise guy said, you think you're healthy. I hope so. Tony working, man. Tony vehicle, and this is the main reason why Tony is broke and doesn't have a profile picture. He said that working man is a sucker. This is the main reason why you're broke and you don't have a profile picture. You ain't got no money, Tony. Tony, be real. You ain't got no money. If you had money, you would have a picture on there. I think you a bot, bro. Only one Skrilla asked me how old you is. What's it matter? You sound suspect, bro. Tony might... Hey, DA said Tony might be a pimp. And he ain't. Tony a sucker, bro. AI is serious. No pick needed. Bro, I swear, I'm not even gonna go there with you. Because with the age that I am and experience that I have, you can't fool me. You cannot fool me. Like, I am from the slums, bro. Like, I'm from the 90s, the 90s of Memphis, just like the 80s. I'm just like the 80s of California or the right now of Chicago. You know what I'm saying? You can't fool me. You're broke. And that's okay being broke. But until you stop playing these games, you see Tony the type of dude who don't like to listen to orders and stuff. The boss tell Tony to do A, B, and C. Tony decide he want to go take a break and smoke a cigarette. He ain't never doing what he's supposed to do on the job. I'm like, Tony, you ain't gonna do nothing. Tony like, no, man, no. And then there'll be other fools who come along with him and be like, man, you right, man. I ain't making no money on this job, And how are you gonna be on a job that don't make no money, that you can't make money on? This is the main reason why you can see a Spanish woman who works for McDonald's, who works a lot and manages her money well, be able to afford a house, and a lot of you guys are homeless. A lot of you dudes is homeless. Let me say that again. And I've been there. You can come up from being homeless. I've been homeless before. You can come up from being homeless. But a lot of you guys, with your mindset, a lot of you guys, it's too late for a lot of you dudes. Only one Skriller is still talking crazy. Hey guys, who wants to be a moderator? I need 3 volunteers to be a moderator. So when people comment all these insults and stuff like that, you guys can delete, give them a timeout. You can get them a timeout, or you can just block them from the channel, delete the comments. Anybody want to be a moderator? We got DA in the building. I'm gonna add DA as a moderator. Do we got any more? All right, DA is now a standard moderator. You listen to bloggers too much, homie. You sound lame like one. The thing about it is, the lamest. I'm just saying, and that's that hood culture stuff I'm talking about. You sound lame. What does lame? So, if I'm doing rocket physics or something, and you don't understand what I'm talking about, you know, and I'm building jet fuel for a rocket or something, or a rocket or something new, I'm lame. And this is how people think. A lot of guys think in the black community. You know, oh, you a lame, bro. You don't be on the street with us. You don't be on the street with us, broke with us. You ain't out here so other black man can take from you, you know, and down you in the streets. Y'all crazy. Where do you get your information from? Wise guy asked me where I get my information from. I get my information from my multiple gods, and you get yours from Satan. You know, if you smart, you're lame, bro. You are bum. Hey, somebody, only one scritter. I'm placing you in timeout because you're a child to me. I'm gonna put you in timeout for 24 hours. You can't you can't comment no more. Ain't that funny? Bro, bro, his hairline is fire. I'm smooth as bald egg head over here. Lifting son, you ain't got nothing going on. You're broke. You stay with your mother probably. You know, you're a loser. You probably got a felony. I'm blocking you. I'm putting you in timeout for 24 hours. So a lot of these guys, a lot of you guys are gonna get blocked. Or, you know, I'm gonna put you in timeout because you're a child. You know, you're on my like you're on my live, bro. Like come on. Basement banker, what time? Tony Vigil said ban me. I'm not paying attention to you, Tony. I know you suspect. Why don't you just leave? Since you already lost, just leave, buddy. Kick rocks. And the guy's talking about my hairline. For one thing, guys, one thing and one thing only is that I'm a middle-aged man with children who act more responsible than a lot of you dudes. Who is married at that. Married with kids. Aaron Thomas said that Dr. Pepper gone. You need a refill. Great. Come on, no, nah, we're not gonna do that. Great swallow. We're not gonna do that. You know, she's this chick told me to with your mama amazing. Rockin'. That's crazy. All right, that's crazy. She's crazy. We got crazy people in the chat. We got crazy people, some crazy people in the chat, man. Dude, and the crazy part about it is a lot of you dudes' mothers were, I'm not even gonna say it. A lot of you dudes' mothers were ex-workers. I hate to say it like that. A lot of you dudes' mothers, you guys didn't get love from your fathers, you know, and your mothers, you know, your mothers didn't, you know, because she couldn't even teach you how to work a job and come up from working a job. She couldn't even teach you how to come up from working a job, guys. You know. Do anybody else in the chat? I need 2 more moderators for all the comments, for all these crazy comments from some of these guys. Like, we can put them in timeout. A lot of us, we can block these. We can block the comment. I know my guy from last night, he's not here right now. But this is the main reason why a lot of you dudes are not making the money that you could be making, man. Dive Bandit said, I'll be a mod. All right, got you, got you. All right, we adding a new moderator. You're now Stu. Dive Bandit is now a moderator. You know, guys, come on now, guys. Like, do you want to be able to wake up one morning knowing that you have a home that's sitting on acres, you know, and the bills are paid, and you got about $50,000 to $100,000. You got $50,000 in emergency fund. You got another $150K working for you. You got it in the stock market. You got it in different variety of cryptocurrency, stocks, you know. And you know that if you stop working today, you can possibly live out the next 2 to 3 years without having to work a job. And you could do this as a middle-aged person, or you could do this as a 25-year-old person. You know, the only thing you have to do is to break the hood mentality. Once you break that hood mentality, Die Bandit said, you can buy a 100K trading account for 500. Yeah, I never heard of that. Newport hood. He's talking about Newport. Smoking Newports is hood mentality. How in the heck is smoking Newport's hood mentality? It might be an addiction. You know, it might be that. But it's not hood mentality. It's just that when I started smoking, the types of cigarettes that I was, like, a lot of people was introduced to the Marlboros or American Spirit. Where I was, the people who I was around, they smoked Cools and Newports. It just so happened I've been smoking so long that I smoke Newports. And it's not hood mentality, it's an addiction. You know. This is insane, guys. Insane. So who we got in here? What states are you guys from? Everybody comment your state. Die Bandit asked me, do I smoke pot? Yes, I do. I'm in it's legal where I'm at too. I was supposed to add you as a moderator. I think I added somebody else. Now you're a moderator. Die Bandit. It's absolutely insane, guys. Absolutely insane that no matter where we go on this planet, you have the men who have and you have the men who have not. You know. And for some reason, people who I see who are working careers are homeowners. They're homeowners. They have cars. They have families. You know, people who work and not only just work, because you can't just work, guys. Let me say it again. If you're gonna work and not work the right, if you're gonna work and not work the right way, you might as well not work at all. You know. So first and foremost, when you work, you have to strategically work. Meaning that every time you get paid, you're putting money to different, you're working your money. It's going here, it's going there, it's going here, it's going there, it's going to this bill, it's going to this investment, it's going to my food, it's going to my gas, it's going to the light bill, it's going, you know, you're gonna have to figure out what percentage you're gonna, what are you gonna invest with. You know, you got to figure that out. But if you're working and every time you get paid, you in the mall, go get some fake chains from one of them jewelry counters that be in the middle of the mall. You know, everybody know that the jewelry that be in the middle of the mall is fake. You know, because you're trying to act like something you're not. You know, and coming up is easy. You know, because a lot of people don't know how to manage money. A lot of people talk too much. So when they get a little money, they go and telling everybody, oh, I got this new job. Yeah, I just got paid. And a lot of you dudes, you know, you run off and go get these chicks. You know, and her sole priority is to be what she's created to be, a leech. Like most modern women are created to be. She's a leech. If she's not good for you, if a modern woman is not good for you, 9 times out of 10, she's gonna extract resources from you. That's their job. You know, it's a power game. B Donatello said, "Let me hold something." I would, but you ain't got no profile picture, so I don't think you're a real person. You know. Yeah, guys. There's a way to maneuver through America, through the smoke, through all the noise. You see how we got this live right now, and I gotta have moderators on every live, you know, to block out the noise. Can you imagine the noise if you stayed in a major city and the people you work with, they shouldn't even be working because their money's not working for them. They're not managing their money the right way. You know. And you got to block out all the noise. People talking about each other, women coming around, mooching off of you, trying to get you to do their job because they don't really want to do it. You know, to maneuver through the noise, guys. And I know as an older man, the men value peace. You know, so they have people in some of the busiest cities in this country, you know, who have found peace amongst the noise. And guys, do you think that you will be peaceful? Do you think you will be peaceful if you are working a job and you got a good job and you're getting blessed and you go around a bunch of people who are ignorant and you just can't keep your money to yourself? You see a man who can keep his money to himself is powerful because nobody knows what he's working with, where he get his money from. They might think he broke anyway, so he out of the smoke. But for all you fools out there All you dummies out there. Every time you get some money, you hit the lottery, you want to get on the news, be like, yeah, I done won, and all that. People can attack you. Really, this is war. Money is war. Your money is your fortress, is your kingdom. Why would I go around bragging, bro? Why would anybody go around bragging? I'm not a rapper. Just because you see black guys who are rappers, you know, who's flexing and stuff because that's their job to do that, don't mean every some of the richest people ever you probably walk right past and didn't even know it because he had on a regular degler t-shirt, just like a handy dandy notebook for Dora Explorer. He's a regular degler with a regular degler human being. He ain't out here pulling out some wads of cash like you dummies. A lot of you dudes ain't even got bank accounts. That's why you be pulling out wads of cash. You know, a lot of you dudes ain't got your money invested. A lot of that money should be invested somewhere. You should still be working, waiting on your check so you can get a piece of that and keep investing it. And the thing about it is, yes, in his regular house, yeah, to blend in. The most powerful person, you know, the most powerful person can sit around you and act broke, and you wouldn't even know that he had money. I can go anywhere in this country right now as a black man. I can go anywhere in this country and I can have 25, 50K in my pocket. And if I put some dirt on me with some holes in my shirt, with my hair looking any type of way, and some beat up shoes, nobody would never expect it because modern American black people and most people judge by the eye. Most men judge by the eye, not by the hand. You know, so I'll go around, you know, looking in trash cans, looking on the ground, ask somebody for some change. You wouldn't even suspect it. And then out of nowhere, when you try me, I done got too powerful for you. And then I'm going to have to wipe you from existence. You hear me? You ain't going to be able to touch me. Oh, we got some weirdos in the comments, y'all. Weirdos in the comments. Sure Thing said, just move to Southeast Asia and live a very comfortable life. 2,000 USD monthly. That's great, brother. You know, a lot of guys are not on that, you know, moving abroad. But I've been thinking about the Philippines and a couple other places myself. You know. Somebody said, you smoke in the house. You smoke in the house, that's disgusting. I'm glad you ain't gotta come over. You ain't gotta come over to the house either. I dress nice not to show off, but it's presentation. I'm in sales, so people judge. Unfortunately, you see, you can. And Aaron Thomas, there's nothing wrong with that. Like you can, you know, dress well. You know, you have to. Your appearance means a lot, but you know, letting people know what you got is two totally different things. You know, like you can be broke in a suit, and if you have a, it's just say for instance, I'm in Chicago. I'm on the south side of Chicago. And everybody banging. Don't nobody really know me like that. And I know for a fact I got $100,000. You know, most modern men are gonna go and buy some new shoes, try to flex, get some chicks. But me, I'm broke. That's what I'm saying. That's That's real power to, you know, especially for, you know, to find a great woman. If you want to find a great woman, say for instance, you got a $500,000 house. You got 1.5 million off of investments. You know, but you want to go out and you want to meet new people, which you're rich. So when you go off, you're not going to be trying to get a woman. If you want a good woman, if you just want to pay a chick for a good time, that's a totally different thing. But if you want a good woman, 9 times out of 10, you'll never get a good woman broadcasting, oh, I make $1,000 a week. I got a $500,000 house. Cause most women will be like, dang, this dude got money. Especially the sisters. Dang, this dude got money. Let me see if I can get him to get me a bag and pay some bills. And a lot of them will try to get pregnant from you. So if a woman actually messes with you and she actually likes you or loves you, if you act broke, you'll be able to weed them out. You know, bro, you broke, admit it. T said, bro, you broke, admit it. I'm broke. I am. I'm broke. I'm broke. I ain't got nothing. I'm broke. Broken in a joke, bro. For real. You know. Thank you. That's a compliment to me. I'm broke. Yes, I am. It's absolutely insane, guys. You know. So right now, guys, we got 3 minutes. We got 2 minutes and 50 seconds. I'm gonna end this live. But if you guys want to continue the live, you guys are gonna have to super chat. Super chat a question. If you super chat a question, we got 2 minutes and about 10 seconds. Send a gift. Hit the super chat. You know, I've been up here for an hour. Usually my day videos only be an hour, but I'll prolong them. You know, if the money's coming in, but the likes are not there. DA sent the gift. DA just sent the gift in the building. Appreciate you, brother. You know, come on now, guys. When will you realize, you know, especially a lot of modern American black men, guys, like, we've been stuck in this show off culture. You know, the show off culture, the check my footwork. You ain't got these. Everybody know that song. Check my footwork. You ain't got these. When we're seeing rappers, we're seeing guys out here flexing. You know. But that's their job. We got Vower, Gabe, Clip said, grow up. I don't know who he's talking to. We got guys, no one will super chat anything. Okay, guys, Dre Pickens just threw so much salt on me. He said no one will super chat anything. So guys, if you guys are rocking with this channel and you're against the negativity and the hatred that a lot of these dudes be doing, and you wish they would just go to work and do the right thing, hit that super chat. But he said nobody is super chat anything. And Carlo Garris Edit said, no, don't leave. If you don't want me to leave, let's get them likes up. If you don't want me to leave, let's get them likes up. Guys, we're gonna start a whole show on this YouTube channel. You know, there's gonna be thousands of people in here at a time. He said, Dre Pickens said, pick the camera up. Dre Pickens said, can we see your setup? Dre Pickens, if you hit that super chat, I'll show you. I don't have a extravagant setup, but I'll show you what I got. Yo, hit the super chat. But I know for a fact you broke, bro. You ain't got no picture. There we go. Aaron's in the building. He said, you know, with a $2 super chat. You see what I'm saying? A lot of you dudes who talking crazy on here. A lot of you dudes on here talking crazy. You're broke. You don't have a bank account. You can't send a super chat. Be real. And Aaron Thomas said, he said nobody a super chat because he broke. Laugh out loud. Yeah, we all know he broke. Jeffrey said, I need a haircut. As you guys know, when I first started this YouTube channel, my dreads were, I had dreads to about right here. My dreads came all the way down to my arms. Dre Pickens, you just said nobody's gonna super chat me. And Jeffrey keeps saying I need a haircut. Can you say happy birthday to my cousin Dixon, please? Dixon Mayes, please. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you, Dixon Mayes. Wish you many more. Now you got that sheep hairline. Yeah, I got that McDonald's sign hairline for real. You need a haircut. Aaron Thomas said no. Michael Bulgari said you have nothing to say. It's my sister's birthday. Man, if you guys want birthday shout outs, man, you're gonna have to hit that super chat, bro. You know, this is not just a live, this is a business. You know, this is one of my businesses right here. And this channel is growing too. We're gonna have some sweaters. We're gonna have some winter sweaters. The motherfucking movie. You know, MFM. Camouflage. He said, I do not. Dre Pickens talking about I do not look like Forrest Whitaker. Come on, bro. Forrest Whitaker, out of everybody, I look like Forrest Whitaker. I do not. Forrest Whitaker has a distinct look. And I watch him a lot. I am not Forrest Whitaker, but I appreciate that's a comment. Take that as a compliment. You got a beard like a wise turtle. You see, guys, a lot of you guys, you know, do you want to become financially successful? Ask yourself that. Like, there's jobs out here that a monkey could do that I can give you information on. Akema, we got a female, we got a chick in the building. She said, how are you? How are you, Akema? Hey, I'm doing great. How are you? The rapper Taj says stop. You need to be. Jeffrey said you need to be working. This all I do is work, bro. I can't take a day off. That's all I do is work. I work consistently. Go to my YouTube channel. I got over 1,000 videos, and you see me in my work vest at work every day. Like I told you guys last night. Last night I told you I made 11 hours last Monday. I got 12 hours last Tuesday. Another 8 hours last Wednesday. I got another 12 hours last Thursday. Then I got another 11 hours that Friday. And then I hit them at the end with a 10. You know, came and said, give him a break, y'all. No, they ain't got to give me a break because they broke. You know, I appreciate you though, sweetheart, you know, for coming to here being sweet. But a lot of these dudes on here, he said, you look homeless living in a shack. Guys, how does success supposed to look? I'm tired. How many times are you guys gonna do this? How is success supposed to look? If Donald Trump wasn't on the TV and you seen Donald Trump at the bus stop, you wouldn't even think he was a billionaire, huh? You're gonna be like, oh, he too old and too big, and he got a wig on, so he ain't got no money. How is success supposed to look? Guys, come on now. Your teeth look like you be chewing on rocks. They want to see the flashy jewels. I ain't got nothing flashy for them. Nothing flashy. He just got Jaws. He got a house at least. He said he got a house at least. I actually don't have a house, but I live in an apartment. You know, it's a pretty big apartment too. Yeah, no house yet. Flashy within the heart. Do you got all your teeth? Yes, I do, and I do. These are the same ones. You remember? But I'm losing. Like I'm getting old. I'm losing a couple of them. Akema said, man, I appreciate you, Akema. She said she's gonna subscribe. You know, appreciate you. Terrell V, Flashy within the heart, Baby T. See, a lot of you do. I wish YouTube is gonna change. I'm gonna get you guys on the live. You know, and then I'm gonna have to block you from the channel because you ain't gonna know how to communicate, you know, effectively on YouTube. Big homie told me to stop getting drunk. I don't drink. I actually can't stand alcoholics. Dude got bed bugs. I definitely don't have bed bugs, guys. Definitely don't have bed bugs. If you're make money, do maintenance, you look like Diddy at court. Oh, he funny. We got used condom in the building. Some of you guys' name are suspect. Some of you dudes' names is suspect, man. Guys, this crazy. If y'all don't like him, then scroll. Facts. They're facts. That's what I'm talking about. We need one more moderator for this live, for all the crazy comments where people are talking sus, you know, people being disrespectful. If you guys if we need one more moderator, I'm gonna pick one more moderator. The first person to say, okay, we got two moderators. We got two. Use condom. I'm gonna skip over you, and I'm gonna go to Akima, as she's a moderator. Like, we got females in here, guys. There is chicks who come through here. He said, I'm good at protection. Aaron got off his sack. Are you transitioning? What type of stuff is this? This dude, Juan Carlos Fernandez, just asked me a question. He said, "Are you transitioning into a female?" I mean, do I look like a female? Do I look like my big 240 pound? You know, I could be a offensive tackle. You know, I could be a defensive end. And you saying that I'm transitioning to a fat woman? Bertha? Biggie? Y'all crazy, man. Y'all are crazy. I'm a chick, laugh out loud. And I hate keyboard warriors. Bet y'all won't say it to his face, though. And they won't. Emma, you already know. You already know they won't. We already proved that in 90s era, we did this last night for 2 hours. If you want me to ask you a question, bro, you didn't super chat me last night, and I answered, and your question was so stupid. If you want me to ask a question, if anybody want me to answer a question about money, about coming up or anything, you're gonna have to hit that super chat. 90s era car stop, you're gonna have to hit the super chat, man. And you're gonna have to at least super chat $4.99, because yesterday that comment was crazy. Talking about a letter that you put in a grocery store that say stick it in there. Like, come on, bro. We got chilling vibes. Then we got a lot of people in here, a lot of requests in here, man. If you guys got requests for me, man, you're gonna have to show some love to the channel, bro. You know, like, share, gifts, super chat. You know, I'm not answering 90s era card. I'm not answering any questions from you. You know, unless you hit the super chat. Emma Murphy said people got issues, and they do. You know, everybody got issues, but it's Lou72 said I would subscribe for $5. Brother, you don't have to subscribe to my channel because you're one out of 3,500, and you ain't got no profile picture for you, and I know you broke. I know you broke. I know you ain't got no money. Don't tell me nothing. Send a super chat. Use condom. Hey, what the use condom say to Aaron Thomas? Hey, get off my moderator now, man. Get off my moderator. You know, they trying to come at my moderator. 90s era, we know you ain't got no bread, bro. If you ain't got no bread to ask for the question, you know, to hit that super chat, then I'm staying on topic. They took down my picture. YouTube, I'm talking about how bad does your picture have to, how ugly do you have to be for YouTube to just take down your picture? That's what I need to know. And hey, hit the comments. Do anybody know Cat Johnson? Do anybody know who Cat Johnson is? Hit the comment. Do anybody know who Cat Johnson is from Memphis, Tennessee? 90s era said I wasn't gonna joke, but now I have a real question. I told you, 90s era, I'm not answering that question if you don't hit that super chat. I will answer any question. You know. Yeah, Cat Johnson, not Chad Johnson. Cat Johnson from Memphis. 90s era I am not. Yeah, Cat Johnson. Yeah. Yeah, like Aaron, like the moderator just said, Cat Johnson. Anybody know who Cat Johnson is? Why is grass green? Come on now, y'all just going. These questions are just all crazy now. 90s era car stop said, "Fat boy, I got a question. I ain't giving it to you." Nope. So none of you guys know who Cat Johnson is. That's sad. I'm trolling. My bad. Bored. Where you from? Where y'all from? Where's everybody from in here? You know, put your city down. Anybody, put your city down. We got Steven from PA. We got D. Rundell from Fayetteville, North Carolina. I was down there. Not in Fayetteville, but I was in Greenville. What, last year I think. My sober journey said they're from South Bend. Okay, so we got a lot of people in. I knew, and Loose 72 said he from East St. Louis. I knew he was a Pookie. You know, cause I know how St. Louis get. I know how y'all get down in St. Louis, bro. Stop watching my page, bro. Loose 72 East St. Louis. Bark said, "Do you have a job?" I'm not answering no more questions. I already told y'all. Can you say happy birthday to my cousin? If you want a birthday song to your cousin, hit that super chat. Send a gift. My Stern, my brother Pookie, fighting Irish. You know, down, loose getting. D. Rundell. Well, and we got a gift. We got a gift, and he wants me to sing happy birthday to Isla Vinal. Happy birthday to you. It only comes once a year, so enjoy it. You know, have enough cake for all of us. You know, and don't drink too much booze. But we want to say happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Aya Vinal. And we got a $5. We got a $5 super chat in the building. $5 super chat in the building. With a thumbs up. We're gonna thumbs up that. You know. As you see, everybody who support this channel, everybody who really support and really are good people, you can tell. Like all you guys who talking crazy in the comments, like, well, we're trying to help you, you know, maneuver through life the right way. Don't nobody want to wake up. Don't nobody want to wake up in a jail cell. Don't nobody want to wake up sleeping outside. You know. Steven said, you remind me of a childhood friend, Julian, aka Big Papa. Loose 72 said, how you helping me? You see, and that's that mindset that'll hold you back. You ain't got to super chat nothing. You know, just be a good person. You know, go to work. You know, even if you got to go work at Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts, you know, they have jobs for everybody out here. You're not going to like every job that you get. Period. D. Rundell said, got to split. Catch you later, man. Thank you, Rudell. Thank you for the super chat. We gonna catch you later. You always got a special spot on the channel. Make sure you subscribe, brother. And we got another gift. Well, another gift in the building. Thank you, Releki 187. Okay, guys, so we about to get to the top fans on this channel. The top fans on this channel. We got a list of 50 people on this channel where YouTube ranks you. YouTube ranks you as a top fan. You get points, and for my number one, we got Mouse Whisperer. He's the number one with 325 XP. We have Aaron Thomas 34, number two. He has 175 XP. And we have my brother and the birthday, people who I saw on birthday to. He's the third one. And guys, the way you move up on the top fans is by leaving comments, super chat, and gifts. You see them 3 gifts that Releki 187 sent him all the way to number 3 from 25. It's crazy. He said he retired. And we got another gift in the building. Another gift. Crack 101. Why would you name yourself Crack 1? Why would you name a YouTube channel Crack 101? I just want to ask you that question. Got us. We got Akima. She's back in the building, guys. She's back in the building. Tell me what you want me when you want me to put someone in timeout. Okay. Hold on, I'm looking at all the questions. So guys, first and foremost, do anybody got any for the super chat now? For the super chat, how do we want to change this live? We're going to change this live to another topic within the live. And we got another gift in the building. Grimy 90Z's sent a gift. Thank you, brother. Can you please give me a shout out? If you guys want, I'm not just giving shout outs. If you guys want shout outs, if you want publicity, you're gonna have to support the channel. Thumbs up the video, hit that super chat, or send a gift to the YouTube channel. So, how do you guys want to take this? Where do you want to talk? What do you want to talk about? Do you want to talk about finances? Do you want to talk about the black community? Do you want to talk about black men and some crazy stuff about black men? Do you want to talk about modern American black women? We can take this any way y'all want to go. To hit that super chat. How do you want to take this channel? Do you want to talk about modern women? Do you want to talk about dating? Do you need dating advice? Coming from a married man, a player from the Himalayas? Let me know. But until then, we gonna stay on topic. That a lot of guys out here are behind in life in the black community. And not just in the black community, this goes for other guys as well. Not just guys in the black community. This can portray to anybody, you know. But you're behind in life because of the way you're perceiving working a 9 to 5. The way you're perceiving life, the way you perceive daily things is the reason why a lot of guys is still in their current situation. I know men who I could have taught back when I was homeless how to not be homeless again, how to maneuver from being homeless to having more money than family members, than people with a house, to become successful. If you're a young homeless person, especially if you're like 19, 20 through 25, and you're homeless, I can show you how to go from homeless to getting a new school car and living in an apartment, you know, and then you got to work your way up to a house and whatever. But you're going to have money, you're going to have a car, and you're going to have a place to stay. But guys, I'm trying to keep this live going. I'm trying not to hop on the PlayStation. You know, if you guys want me to keep going, you want me to switch the topic. We got it's 127. Hit that super chat. Thank you, Akima, for that 20 like. And I hope you guys, if you guys like content like this, I hope you guys are subscribed to this YouTube channel. We talk about a lot of things on this YouTube channel, from relationships to the finances to the black community, body count. We do reactions, you know, body count reactions and stuff like that. Homeless reactions, and we're gonna start going to the streets as well. But guys, if you guys want me to keep this live going, because I don't know what time it is, but I know I'm gonna have to pick my daughter up from school in a minute. If you guys want me to keep going, we got 2 minutes left. Hit that super chat button. Hit the super chat. Send a super chat. Send a topic. Because for now, I don't have anything else on this topic. I done talked myself out of this topic. We got New Worry. We got Starwood Anime, adult failure here. Sorry to hear that. I hope you do better, Starwood Anime. You know, we don't want to see no failures out here. At 25, I started going to college, but most people already have their degrees. You know. Well, at least, you know, I wish you know, it depends on what you're going to college for. You know. College is not a bad place, you know, but it can be a bad place depending on what degree you're going for. You know, you're gonna be able to make the money for the money you spending to pay them loans back or not. We're counting down for 1 minute. We ain't got no super chats in the building. I'm gonna end this live. You know, make sure you guys thumbs up the video. So we at 43, 42, 40, 39, 37. It helped me make friends, but I don't know. A lot of people have issues, but we're here to have a community where we can talk about things and we can try to help each other out, you know what I'm saying? So, you know, everybody deserves a chance. I'm 25 too, Starwood. You know, there we go. Never went to college. All right, guys, that's it, man. We about to end the live. We didn't get that super chat threshold, but we did do an hour and 30 minutes on the live, man. I appreciate all you guys for stopping through, showing love. I appreciate homie with all the gifts. You know, I hope you guys have the best birthday and eat some good food for me and some cake. You know. Kima said, bye. I'll super chat next time. Thanks, Kima. See you next time. 90s Eric Costa said, I appreciate it, bro. Anytime, guys. So, guys. So, I go live at different times. Like, usually I go live at nighttime, but I'm trying to switch it up where I go live in the day and nighttime. But I'm here. You know, that live gonna pop up, guys. You know, as I grow, I'm gonna have a system where you guys can see exactly, you know, I'm gonna have a schedule. Right now I can't do a schedule because, you know, with the kids working, like my schedule always flim-flam. So, you know. But man, I appreciate you guys. I hope you guys got something from this video. And we're gonna holler at you guys on the next one. And always remember, no matter if you're homeless, rich, broke, on Section A, if you in prison, just got out of prison, sitting in a jail cell, you know, sitting with your wife and kids, living life, it's a motherfucking movie. I'm holler at you guys next time. Over and out.